Hey guys, it is I, the intrepid man of many things and not enough time to want to post stuff. Um, just wanted to say that tonight at 9:30 Central Time on YouTube will be episode 43 of Kamen Rider Zest Devour. Actually, sorry, that was last week's episode that I watched today. My brain just went, it's split. Last week's episode was pretty damn good. Just got to watch it today. I'm still a week behind on Ultraman Teo. I'm going to rectify that this weekend so that way I can watch both episodes and get, caught up on that at least. Still behind on Garo and such, but it's just like I said, I work nights, so it's hard for me to, do stuff on free time. And because I usually, when I get home, it's early in the morning, and I just say, screw it, I'm going to bed. If you can't tell by the bags. Otherwise, I'm doing good. I'm slowly but surely trying to get things to where I can sit down, start making plans on what I want to do. I want to try to do a Shin series, and not on my body parts or my elbows or anything like that. I'm talking about like Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, and Shin Kamen Rider. And try to review those and put them up, and so that way people can actually know what my opinions are. I'm also planning on trying to get around to sit down and watch Mortal Kombat 2. Comes out on DVD Blu-ray on July 28th. I had a friend of mine who sailed the seven seas and had a copy that I didn't know that he had procured for me. So I'm going to try to sit down and watch it, along with Iron Lung, which I purchased the digital copy on YouTube. I've been told I would like that. Never played the game, so that kind of thing. But I was told that I would probably really like the movie. My son did. He got to go see it in the theater. That was one of the few things that he would actually go to the theater for. I know that near the end of July, the new Spider-Man film comes out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go see that, just because, I don't know, I've just been burned out on stuff as of late. The last time I saw anything that involved Marvel was Deadpool and Wolverine. Thoroughly enjoyed that movie, by the way, and I highly recommend it for anybody else. Otherwise, I'm going to try to start moving more on my Patreon, which is still free, but until I can get, in a good rhythm of creation and actually make it to where it'll be worth people's time to pay for it. And when I do decide to go there, I'm not going to be too terribly expensive. If I can just get even a few people and I get a couple of bucks extra per month and they appreciate my work. Also, don't forget, again, tonight is Kamen Rider Zets. I'm not sure there's going to be a live stream from Henshin Power V3, simply because I know that Nathan Marchand is, that Span Commando himself, is at G-Fest right now this weekend, going nuts with doing all the panels he's doing and all that. And I'm not sure where the Velvet, toned man himself, Metal Hero man himself, Jake Hambrick is, but I don't see him doing a solo show if that winds up being that way. I don't know. But if they do, it'll be tonight on their YouTube channel. And I'm giving them a shout out just because, they put up with my comments and stuff, and and I enjoy their work. Also, as another shout out for my friend Nathan Marchand, follow his podcast and work for the Monster Island Film Vault. Very incisive and reviews of various, tokusatsu and other things that might even be related to tokusatsu. sometime later this year. Don't know yet because I still have to get some other things up and running for me for the episode that I'll be sponsoring with dealing with tremors. And, so that's one to look for. But he's been mainly focusing on Ultraman and stuff this year. And done pretty good. He's mainlined more Ultraman than I have, and I've been watching Ultraman for years. And he just basically started not too long ago just tapping it in and going. He watched quite a bit of from Ultraman Orb on. And I still need to go back and finish a couple of shows from that time period. Also, again, I'm behind on Garo. I'm going to try to watch that because I would like to cover it along with one that came out in 2021, Garo versus Road, which was kind of like their version of Battle Royale. It was a nice alternate take on Garo, and it's a perfect introduction into the world, even if it's a separate timeline. 3 separate timelines as far as I'm concerned. Garo the original, Garo that's Goldstorm and on with that, and Garo versus Road. And that's not including the anime, which I have yet to see any of that, although I've been told I will enjoy it. Also, I've just been dealing with stuff. It's been hot, and I'm just really not sure what else to cover, say, but I am going to try to cover those, along with, as I said, the journey of a kaiju samurai is not just tokusatsu. It's a lot of things. I'm going to try to do video topics. I might just do writing, posting article type stuff on my Patreon. I need to get more active on that. It's, But by the way, Patreon, nothing against you, but I hate that you joined together my creative account and my customer account. I don't know if I'm going to like that. I mean, I understand it was probably to make it easier for people and stuff, but I'm still figuring stuff out. I'm a 54-year-old man, and while I do consider myself somewhat tech savvy, I'm also tech stupid. If you can't tell by the gray. But the shows that I'd like to cover are going to be like Mobland, the Dutton Ranch, and Marshalls, the spin-offs from the Yellowstone series. Good Lord, what else was I going to try to cover? Might cover Orville, because guess what? They've got scripts done for season 4, and I have a feeling that they just need to get things set up, and I think we're going to be seeing a season 4 somewhere down the line. That's just hopeful wishing, not verified, other than the scripts are ready. Also, I would like to cover Doctor Who in any way, shape, or form. I'm finally getting over my revulsion from the toxic fan base, which killed my enjoyment or interest in Doctor Who over the last couple of years, because good Lord, the morons just did not like the new Doctor. Whole other subject, whole other topic. But I'm going to say this: what little I saw of Shutikawa, I liked him. If I have any issues with the series, it'll be with the writing, like I had during Jodie Whittaker's run. Thought she was an excellent Doctor once I got used to the idea that we're going to see, by whatever Time Lords now, because they can regenerate into anything. And by the way, here's my thing. They wanted to do this without it causing a bunch of controversy, instead of just saying, oh, they've been able to do it all this time. All they had to say was, oh, it was a byproduct of the Time War. Or, like especially in the case of the Doctor, he had an uncontrolled regeneration from Matt Smith's deal, because he was technically the 12th and final regeneration. They gave him an uncontrolled regenerative force. That would have been fine with me. And it could also ignore that whole timeless child bullshit where they practically made the Doctor immortal. The timeless child is in there somewhere, but it's not the Doctor or the Master. I have a feeling it's one of the Sisterhood of Karn. Would make sense. And if you are a longtime Doctor Who fan like I am, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it would respect continuity. It would keep it in there, but it would get the Doctor back to where he's supposed to be. We know he's not going to die, simply because he's the main character. But the thing is, you got to have some, threat, peril. Same thing with Star Trek. I'm going to try to get back into watching Strange New Worlds. I might even try to look up Starfleet Academy. The only problem I have with that is that it deals with Discovery, which I thought was a piece of crap show. The only thing that I think that was good from that it spun off of was Strange New Worlds, because it actually Star Trek. I know a lot of it was because there was a lot of logistics behind it. Even though the product was owned by the same company, but yet there was a subset of the company that owned the other stuff, which is why we had different looking Klingons and all that. Whatever. The big mistake for me, to me, was they went, we're going to stick to the Enterprise era. Like 5 years before. I'm like, no more prequels. Do a Next Generation thing. Jump forward 100 or 200 years. Boom. Not 1,000. Do like what they did with Next Generation. You could do brand new stories. You've got enough, leeway in there to do what you want to do without it having to adhere to continuity, supposedly. The last good Star Trek show, in my opinion, was Star Trek DS9. At least that's my personal favorite. Voyager got better and ended fairly strong, and Enterprise is woefully underrated. Again, while I enjoyed it being a prequel, I really wish they had pissed off Trekkies. I remember at the time, that's not what they did. They got to bend continuity a little bit, for updated technology and that kind of thing. I don't mind that. It's when they just retcon the holy shit out of it and say that this is the prime time. No, it's not. But that's just me. Same with Star Wars. I might actually going to try to get back into watching Ahsoka to show you how bad the toxic fandom was. I hadn't even watched Andor Season 2. And Andor's been one of the best Star Wars shows out there. And that's a whole other topic, because there's 2 shows that I didn't get to sit down and watch because of all the toxic fandom, which is Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. Would like to go back and watch them. Because I'm just trying to enjoy the fact that we actually have brand new stuff. Of stuff that I grew up on. And that we didn't get for quite a long time. But toxic fandom, if it's not like it the way they think it is, it's whatever. I'm not getting into the political part of it, the whole woke bullshit, or anything like that. It's just toxic fandom in general. Anyway, I know I diverted from that, and I could go on a rant for days on some things. But I hope everybody has a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay cool as you can. We're in the summertime now. Of course, I'm in my secret lair of the laundromat because it's a Saturday night. I got to do laundry. I don't want to go to work naked. That would not be good for anybody. So to all the people that do support me, the very few on YouTube right now and Patreon, thank you very much. To the 2,000 or so that follow me on TikTok amongst the 1 or 2 accounts I've got there, thank you. And then to all the rest of y'all, you need to bang the rocks together, guys, and pull your heads out of your asses and have common sense. Have a good one, guys.